Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma. Star Frontiers, Alpha Dawn basic game rules. The 80s are back. Yeah! All right. So, we did parking lots, pedestrian walkways, buildings, roads, stacking counters, game sequence, initiative, a little bit of time. All right, the monorail. That is what we are moving on to. The monorail is the fastest way to travel long distances in the city. To get on the monorail, a character must move into the monorail terminal, square, and stop. The next turn, the character gets into one of the monorail cars, and the car leaves. Obviously, I'm going to have to show you guys the map in detail. Monorail cars travel 10 squares per turn. Cars can leave a terminal in either direction. There are 2 tracks, but cannot change direction between terminals. A car must stop at each terminal for 1 turn before moving on. If more than one character is boarding at the same terminal at the same time, they must get into the same car. If the characters want to get into different cars, one of them must wait until the next turn when another car arrives. Each car can hold up to 6 passengers. Riding the monorail costs 1 credit per day. After paying the fare, a character can ride the monorail as many times as he wants that day. A character must have his ID card to board the monorail. All right, so this is all about that big city map I showed in when we were doing the re-unboxing. So I will show the map again, but we're kind of going through how they're thinking about how cities are laid out and stuff. Skimmers are similar to automobiles, but have protected hover fans instead of wheels. They float on a cushion of air 30 centimeters above the ground. That's about 1 foot. A skimmer can hold up to 5 passengers. Skimmers have a maximum speed of 10 squares per turn and must stay on the roads except when parked. A character can get into a skimmer on the same turn he moves into the skimmer's square, but the skimmer cannot move that turn. On the next turn, the skimmer can move up to 3 road squares. It can move its full 10 squares on the following turn. Skimmers must slow down when they turn or move through an intersection. Magnetic field generators built into the roads automatically reduce the speed of approaching vehicles. A skimmer can move only 5 squares if it turns or moves through an intersection during its movement. If a skimmer is in the middle of an intersection or turning a corner at the start of its move, it can move only 5 squares. Example, a skimmer traveling at a speed of 10 is 7 spaces away from a corner. Position A, well, I'll show you guys the picture. The skimmer must reduce its speed to 7 and stop just short of the corner, position B. On the next turn, it can move 5 squares and turn the corner position. On the following turn, it can move a full turn. So here's your picture. So that's how they move as far as slowing down, speeding up. Rental skimmers. Skimmers can be rented for 10 credits per day. To get a rental skimmer, a character must move next to the road and signal for one with his communicator. The skimmer, being driven by a computer, will arrive 2 turns later. The character can get into the skimmer on the turn it arrives, but can't move till the next turn. The character who is driving the skimmer must have his ID card. Underground parking. Most buildings in Port Lauren have underground parking garages for skimmers. Characters must use the entrance ramps to get into and out of these areas. Skimmers can drive through these areas at a speed of 5 squares per turn or less. Characters can walk or run through these areas at normal speeds. Combat. So we're going to start the combat stuff. Characters are in combat whenever at least one of them is attacking another in any way. Guns and grenades are the most common weapons. 2 of a character's abilities are important in combat: dexterity and stamina. A character's dexterity score determines his chance to hit a target. A character's stamina score is the number of points of damage the character can take before passing out. All right, sighting. Line of sight, guys. A character must be able to see his target in order to shoot or throw a grenade at it. A character can see his target if a straight line from the center of his square to the corner of the target square is not blocked by a building. A building does not block a character's line of sight if the character is in a position where he can lean around the corner to shoot. Monorails, walkways, trees, and other small obstacles do not block the line of sight. The sighting diagram shows several examples of a clear and blocked lines of sight. There's your examples. The human at A can see the Yarzarian behind the low wall at B. If the Yarzarian crouches behind the low wall, he will be completely hidden from the human. The human cannot see the Duralocite at C because it is hidden by the corner of building 2. If the Duralocite was leaning around the corner, the human could see it. The Vrusk is at D, is blocked from the human's view by the corner of a building 1. If the human leans around the corner, he can see the Vrusk. Again, back to our little diagram. You guys see what they're saying? I think it's pretty clear. So you have to take cover, heights of cover, corners of building into consideration. I know a lot of people are role play only, and so they don't use chits and stuff like this, but it's something you're going to have to conceptualize and then communicate in a way to the players, and then the players back to you, what they're doing, what they can actually see and what they can't see. Combat procedure. So we're going to do that in the next video, because we start getting into the meat and potatoes here of that, including bouncing grenades and how to figure out how to do that. So combat procedure, next video. I hope you guys are enjoying these quick rules, and I will show the map in one of the upcoming videos with a lot more details so you guys can see what they're talking about, because they have some scenarios in here for everyone to get their feet wet with, teeth on, before taking on a big adventure. So talk to you guys later. Bye.